is the Irontrader. It is Monday morning, so it is time to go to work. Okay, we can take a look here at Bitcoin, at crude oil, and natural gas. Then we're also going to take a look here at the NQ, which is down about 192. That's the futures. Now remember, we got the Fed meeting this week, so we don't know if he's going to cut rates, leave rates the same. So it's going to be a lot of information, so you got to stay sharp. Okay, this video is for information purpose only. Not recommendation to buy, sell any stock, about ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have Bitcoin. Now, you can see here how we have this big-ass red candle, and we put a gap in here. Okay, that's not good. However, we have a good support going on right here. Now, we lost this 8-day. We need to get back above that 8-day on a closing basis here. So we got to see how that's going to shake out. Let's look at the downside here first. Okay, so what we're watching is the bottom of this candle here, which is 93,945. That's today's low so far. Then we'll come right to the bottom of this candle here, 93,735. And then we'll come right to the bottom here. You're looking at 93,445. And then here's your big boy right here. It's going to be this 93.16 level. Now, you really need to hold at least this 100 SMA here, okay? If not, then we're going to look at the bottom of this candle right here, looking at 91,785. And then we can come right here to this neckline, which is 89.20 level, okay? And which is pretty much sitting here right below that is your 21-day at 88,793. Now, you can see here how the RSI here, we didn't make the 70, so we didn't get overbought. And now she's coming up. That doesn't mean it can't roll right back up here. Let's see how the day shakes out. Now, your green is still over your red. It looks like it wants to curl over, but that doesn't mean it's going to, okay? Until it actually curls over like we have here, then we have a downtrend kind of a situation. Your momentum's to the downside. Okay, so upside here, this is what we're watching, is this 8-day, 95,597. You get above that, we have 96,455. There's your gap. And then we want to look to the bottom of this candle, 96,885. Okay, so your gap and your fill. And then we're going to look to the top of this candle at 98,305. And then we have Friday's high at that 98,615 level. Okay, so that's where we are sitting right now. Obviously, if we get above that, all we do is just take these price channels, come right across. Okay, you got 99,765. You bring this bad boy across here, and where we got 100,765, and then we just so on and so forth, 102,875 level. But right now here, we just have this trading range. So the key is going to be holding this 100-day on a closing basis. That's key. Now, you can come all the way down to this bottom of this candle here, 91,785, and you'll still be looking here very, very good. But what we're doing is we had a really, really nice run up here. You had a left shoulder, a head, and then we had the right shoulder, inverse head and shoulders pattern with a nice double bottom, had a good run right on up here. But now this is selling off here with the rest of the market here. Well, let's not get too excited. Now here on the weekly chart by Friday, we really need to close and hold this 21-day, okay? 93.70, that's going to be very, very key. If that's lost, then we'll be looking for this 50-hour 8-day at 88,799 level, okay? So if you're looking at this 8-day at 88,799, it lines up pretty well here with this 88,792 level, okay? So, but again, we really want to hold that 21-day, and that would hold us, keep us, in attack for going up higher kind of a situation, okay? So now you can see your RSI here, kind of a roll over here, but let's just see how this shakes out here. Be a little patient here today. I said we got a lot of information coming out this week. You got earnings, and you got the Fed meeting and all that kind of stuff here. So let's just trade this market here. But realistically, watch this 100-day here. This is going to be very, very crucial here. We want to hold that, if not, at least hold the bottom of this candle here to keep this sideways action. Upside, you really want to get back above this 95,559 here. Now, this might be a good trade. If we can get back up to this 8-day and hold that 8-day, then we can take a nice run at that top at that 98,615. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil, your daily and your weekly chart, okay? So now when we look at the old Crudeski here, you can see here how it's sold off today, but now we got ourselves a green candle. So we got as low as 55.30. What do we have here? 55.12. So right now, we have ourselves a double bottom situation. Let me just big that up a little bit for you, okay? So we have this nice double bottom situation here, okay? So now, if we lose this 55.12, then what we want to do is just look on the weekly chart here, okay? So what we want to do is just go right over the top of this candle here. You're looking at 53.93 level, okay? You look at the bottom of that candle, you're looking at 51.50 level, and then we can come down here, you're looking at 52.75, and then we can come all the way up here to that 49.43, which is pretty much that 50 level. So if we lose this 55.12, look for 53 next, okay? Then look for 50, and then we can look for a 47 level, Okay, so that's going to be your downside. Okay, but right now we're holding and we have a nice double bottom situation going here. Okay, so what we want to do here on the upside is we want to look obviously at today's high. You're looking at 57.60. Okay, your next level is going to be right at the top of this candle here, 59.50, and then we'll come up to the top of here. You're looking at 59.87, but this is going to be the big boy right here, this 60.13. This is your 8-day simple moving average. Right above that is we have this 61.19 level. Okay, so as I've been pointing out here, when you look at this, you have a almost like a pole situation and a bear flag, and obviously you couldn't get through that 21-day, and then we're selling off here nicely. Okay, so again, we sold right off here overnight, but we're holding that 55.12. That's very, very key. Okay. Now remember, OPEC is dumping a lot of crude oil here on the old market. They started here on May 1st, but we also have summer driving coming into the situation here. So, it's like a play here. But again, remember, T-Man does not want $70, $80, $90, $100 oil. He wants that, $50, $60, maybe even $40 oil. So always keep that in mind. So this is why we trade the charts. Now, again, if we get a good rally going on up here, just watch this 8-day. And then if it gets there, what is the reaction? What happens? Does it go through to the next level at 21-day, I think? Or does it just be like the hit right in there, and then come right on down. Okay, so now we have ourselves a trading range. Okay, 55.12 here on the bottom, and we have this 60.13 there on the top. So we just want to trade this range until she's either going to break up or she's going to break on down. Now, if we can get above this 61.19 level, then what we'll do is we come up to the top of this candle here, looking at 62.07. We'll come up here at 63.31. We'll come up to the top of this candle. You're looking at 63.92 level. Then we'll come up here at 64.36. We have 64.87. And then we want to look to the left of the chart here at that 65.22. And then we have 65.38, which is your 50 SMA here. Okay. But now when you look at these simple moving averages, see how that 200 days rolling over, 50-day, 21-day, 8-day, you got a lot of strong resistance. So to get above all this 8-day and 21-day, you're going to need a good solid catalyst to actually do that. Okay, so have a little bit of patience. Okay, that's the key, is have a little patience. But right now, just trade this range. There's your upside, is that 60.14, and there's your bottom side, is that 55.12. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas, your daily and your weekly chart. Okay, so we bigger up there nice for you. Now you can see here where you're right into this resistance level. Okay, so what we did is we had this big double top situation at 4.25 level. Okay, and then we tried to retest it, but only got as high as 420, and then she fell right off the map. We got as low as that 2.85 level. Then what we did is we gapped right on up here, but notice the 21-day was very strong. But once we get up above that 21-day, then we have to shoot for the big next target, which is this 100 SMA. So 370, this is going to be your resistance level. We get above that, then we're going to look right here at that 378. Okay, that's going to be very, very key. So when we look here, like on a weekly chart, what do you have? 371. So everything is going to be very, very tight right here. Okay, and this is what we're looking for here, is going to be that 371, basically 372 level. Okay, now if we get above that, then you have that 378 level. Okay, and then what we do is just follow these candles on up here. Okay, then you're going to have 393 level going on here. Just mark this right on up here. You got 408. We have 415. And then we have that 420, and then we'll be looking for this retest here of this double top, which was that 425 level. Okay, but again, we have to get and close above that 100-day, that 50-day. That's going to be very key, and the 21-day here on your weekly chart. Now you have a big target up here, all the way at 394, which is your 200 SMA here. Okay, but we don't worry about that right now because we have to, get above all this. Now, here on the downside, we want to watch this 8-day, okay? This 8-day on a weekly chart, that's at 362 level, okay? That's going to be very, very key. Now, when we come down to here, then we have a 354, and then we can come up to the top of this candle here, 345, and then we're going to be looking here for that 336. That is your 21-day, and then we have your 8-day right below it at 334. Now, you notice this 8-day. See how it came on down, but it never crossed that 200-day. It just rolled right on up. So even if this comes all the way down here, as long as we hold this 8-day, this is still very, very bullish here to take it to the upside. Now, we're only sitting at 56. You got plenty of room to run. You're green over your red. This is still looking very, very nice here on both charts, but you do have a lot of resistance when you start looking at that 21-day, 100-day, and that 50 SMA here. So this is going to be a trade. I have no position right now, but I'll be looking for trades here, either long or short, UNG for the long, KLD for the short, and we'll see how that shakes out. Okay, let's take a look here now at the old NQ. Okay, here we have the old Nasdaq future. Okay, so you're down right now at 201, but just remember, okay, we'll look for buying opportunities today for the simple reason we're going to have turnaround Tuesday. Okay, so always remember now, turnaround Tuesday can go up, can go down, either way. But let's just see how this market shakes out here. Okay, so don't have any kind of opinion. Now you can see here Friday we went. Where did we go? Right into that 200 SMA here. So I always say look to the back, pass to the chart. Look what happened here last time we went right into that 200-day, okay? We went into it, next day, big red candle. What's happening today? Big red candle again, okay? So upside here, what we're watching is going to be this 20,301. That's that 200 SMA. Now, if we can get above that, we'll come up here, 20,409, and then we'll look at the top of this candle here at 20,524 level, and then we'll be looking for that 100-day at 20,614. Okay, that's going to be looking for the upside. On the downside here, obviously we want to watch today's low here so far, 19,977, but this 8-day is going to be everything, okay? So it's got to hold that on a closing basis, 19,731. So even if this comes on down here and it holds it like it did here, like it did there, okay, as long as it holds it, this could be a good buying opportunity here to take this bad boy higher, okay? So key level of support here is going to be that 19,731. If that's lost, we're going to go right to that 50-day at 19,564 level. Okay, that's what we're going to be looking for on the closing basis to hold that 8-day and hold that 50-day. That's going to be very, very key. Now, when we look at this RSI here, while you're sitting at 57, that can roll back up. That's not overbought at all. You can see this is like an overbought condition. And look what we have here. Your green is over your red here. So this is still looking very, very bullish. And we broke this downtrend. See how we have this high? Okay, lower high, lower high, lower high situation. Now we broke that, and now we're rallying up here. But again, that 200-day, just look to the past, okay? This is what happened in the past. Not saying that's going to happen in the future, but again, you always want to look to the past here and let it prove that it can blast through that situation. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here midday trading, and we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas, maybe. We'll always do that in the afternoon, but let's look at some stocks here today. I know Palantir has his earnings after the close here today. A lot of these stocks are coming off here, but again, we can have a good trade maybe going into for turnaround Tuesday. Okay, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.